Salute, folks. It's your boy, the insurance junkie, your fiduciary fella, the all-star advisor Alonzo Hall, your social media insurance bro. Back again today to whap and tap on your head with yet another ADH wealth solution. Today, I'm going to be talking about the nonsense and the reason that you have a lot of this product-specific bullshit that's going on in the industry because of these hyper-large IMOs and FMOs and the often inaccuracy and ineptitude that a lot of their agents get, even in terms of the business model. So first, here I went to AI, and actually before I do that, let me bring up my history here, because the first thing I want to talk about is a BGA versus an FMO or an IMO. Because I was on here and somebody was like, oh yeah, well an IMO is a step below, a BGA is a step below an IMO. And that's completely inaccurate. So I typed in here, explain the difference between a BGA, broker general agency, versus an IMO, FMO in the financial industry, financial services industry. By the way, to all you stupid fucks, when you know how to prompt AI, and you generally don't just use it like this, right? You generally are able to, when you know the answer, you'll prompt it in a way that it will give you the correct answer. As opposed to, I don't know, a dentist saying, what stock should I invest in? AI is not Google. So, I hope you understand the key differences between BGAs, IMOs, and FMOs in the financial services industry. Then it does its research. So, based on my comprehensive research, I can now provide you with a comprehensive explanation of the differences between BGAs and IMOs in the financial industry. So, before I continue, hit the like, drop a comment, subscribe, favorite, all that good stuff, and as always, share. So, let's look at some of the key differences between BGAs and IMOs. The BGA, their primary focus and business model. BGAs often operate as insurance wholesalers that specialize in providing technical support and expertise. They focus heavily on underwriting support, complex case management, and niche markets. So, complex case management and niche markets. This is why you have a lot of fucktards with Primerica who don't know shit because they don't specialize in complex cases. This is also why you have a lot of fucktards who are like, the IUL is the best thing since sliced bread, and they're selling $300 a month IULs because they don't specialize in complex case management. BGIs are particularly strong in life insurance, annuities, long-term care, and disability insurance. Two things that Primerica and most IMOs don't offer. They often serve financial professionals who sell insurance as a part of a broader financial practice, like RIAs, Registered Investment Advisors. Key characteristics: technical expertise. BGAs excel at handling complex underwriting cases and providing specialized knowledge. Niche focus, often specialize in specific product lines or market segments. Professional support, provide expert consultations for clients and cases. Smaller scale, generally smaller than IMOs or FMOs, but with deeper expertise in their specialties. Back office services, they handle application processing, underwriting, so on. IMOs, their primary focus and business model is essentially IMOs and FMOs are the same thing. Large-scale marketing organizations focused on recruitment and business growth. They emphasize marketing support, agent development, and business building, meaning recruiting. Top-tier organizations in the insurance distribution hierarchy. They focus on volume production and agent network expansion. Again, if you don't want a bunch of clients to have as headaches, but you want to make a lot of money, you may want to go with a BGA. Key characteristics: scale. They work with hundreds to thousands of agents across multiple states. They provide extensive market materials, lead generation, and business development support. They generally don't offer comprehensive training. They do offer higher compensation levels because of their contracts with carriers. Multiple product lines. Contract with numerous carriers across various insurance products. Organizational hierarchy in financial services. The typical hierarchy from top to bottom is NMO is the largest national scope. IMO is a large regional or national organization. A BGA or an MGA, managing general agency, is a mid-level specialized agency. A GA is a smaller local agency, and an individual agent is for frontline producers. Commission structure differences. BGAs focus on technical expertise over volume. They may offer competitive commissions, but they emphasize value-added services. They often work with fee-based advisors. So fee-based advisors means they charge a fee and get a commission, or get a commission, sometimes both. Revenue model is based on specialized services and expertise. FMOs. They provide top-level commission contracts because of their volume, because they have a shit ton of people writing policies. You get overrides from your downline. However, you do have supposedly a production requirement to maintain a higher commission structure, and you do have your revenue model is based on volume. When to choose each. You choose a BGA when you need specialized expertise, you handle complex cases, you're a financial advisor, you want hands-on support, and you prefer quality over quantity. You choose an IMO when you're focused on building a large insurance practice, you need extensive marketing and lead generation, you want access to the highest possible commission levels, and you're looking to recruit and build a downline. Both BGAs and IMO FMOs play crucial roles in the insurance distribution systems, but they serve different needs within the financial services ecosystems. BGAs excel at specialized support and technical expertise, while IMOs focus on scales, marketing, and business growth. And this is from Ritter Insurance Agency Market and Agent Sync. Now, I'll do the next, you know what, fuck it. We're 7 minutes in, let's just continue here. So let's go here. Now, this is also the bullshit. So I typed, explain the difference between an insurance agency owner and a person who is with an IMO, FMO, but calls themselves an agency owner. Explain which one is an agency owner and the difference and what can be done as an agency owner with things like ownership of book of business and ability to sell one's business and make certain decisions. Because you have a lot of asshats who are like, I'm with BGA, I'm an agent, I'm with the GFI, I'm an agency owner, I'm with PHP, I'm an agency owner. You're not. Let's look at this, right? So as you can see here, it's doing its searches, right? So the fundamental difference between true agency ownership versus IMO, FMO contractor status. A true agency owner, a genuine insurance agency owner, is someone who has direct carrier appointments with master codes. They hold master codes, not subcodes, directly with insurance carriers. They have their own unique agent codes that grant exclusive authority to write business. They receive direct commission payments from carriers to their own accounts, and they can access carrier portals independently to view production, loss ratios, and commission reports. They own the complete book of business. According to industry sources, true book ownership requires the control of 3 critical elements: policy ownership rights, legal ownership recognized by insurance carriers, commission deposits, direct commissions, payments to agency accounts, client files, exclusive access to client databases and information. You have full business control. You can make independent decisions without upline approval. You set your own compensation structures for your employees. You control underwriting and binding authority within carrier guidelines, and you can hire staff and expand operations as you see fit. The IMO agency owner is actually a contractor. Someone working under an IMO FMO who calls themselves an agency owner is actually a contractor with limited authority. They work under the subcodes provided by the IMO or FMO's master codes. They have no direct contractual relationship with the insurance carrier. They have to rely on the IMO or the FMO to maintain their carrier relationship. They have limited underwriting and binding authority that may require upline approval. They have a restricted book ownership. They might have some rights to their client list, but not true ownership. Commissions typically flow through the IMO, who takes their cut first. They cannot access carrier systems independently. They may not have exclusive control over the client database. They operate under someone else's business structure. You have to follow the IMO policy and procedures. You have limited decision-making authority. You cannot independently negotiate with carriers, and you're dependent on the IMO performance and stability. The key differences in business rights and capabilities. Selling the business. A true agency owner can sell the entire agency as a complete business entity. They transfer master codes, client files, and commission streams. Typically, it commands higher multiples, 1.5 to 2.5 annual commissions. Times. Buyers get immediate access to all systems and carrier relationships. The IMO contractor can only sell their book of business, not an actual agency. They have to rely on the FMO or IMO cooperation for code releases. They may face complications if the IMO refuses to release their subcodes. They often receive lower valuations, 0.75x to 1.5x annual commissions. The buyers may need to collect individual agent of record letters if code releases aren't provided. Now let's look at book ownership control. According to the Valley Insurance Agency Alliance, a critical industry resource states, in the eyes of the insurance company, you do not own your book of business unless you have a freestanding master code with that insurance company, no matter what your contract says with your network / customer / brokerage. A true agency owner can transfer policies immediately through code release letters, has direct control over all client information, can update commissions to pay to information directly with carriers, maintains exclusive access to client databases. The IMO and FMO contractor must obtain policy release letters for individual policies if the subcode releases aren't provided. The policy transfers may take 12 plus months to complete fully. Risk of some accounts being missed during transfers. You may lose access to clients if the relationship with the FMO deteriorates. Decision-making authority. A true agency owner has complete autonomy over business operations. They can hire employees as W-2 staff. They set their own commission structures and bonus plans. They can expand into new markets or carriers independently, and they have full control over agency branding and marketing. The IMO or contractor. They must operate within the IMO guidelines and restrictions. They have limited ability to hire staff. You're often restricted to 1099 contractors. You cannot independently negotiate carrier contracts. You may face non-compete restrictions if leaving the FMO. Business growth depends on the IMO's carrier relationships and stability. Which one is an agency owner? Only the person with master codes and direct carrier appointments is truly an agency owner. The FMO contractor, regardless of what they call themselves, is essentially a high-level independent contractor or franchise-type arrangement. The industry research reveals that this distinction becomes critically important when selling the business. True owners can command premium multiples and ensure smooth transactions, making strategic decisions. Only true owners have complete autonomy. Weathering industry changes. True owners aren't dependent on another entity's performance and build long-term value. Only true ownership creates a sellable business asset. The confusion often arises because IMO contractors may have some autonomy and build substantial books of business, leading them to feel like owners. However, their fundamental dependence on the IMO for carrier access, co-management, and commission processing means they lack the core elements of true business ownership. The source, Valley Insurance Agency Alliance. Source, Agency Brokerage Consultants. Source, Chicagoland SIA. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Wipe ass. Work in progress every day and see success. Salute.